Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight UK Season 9 episodes 19 and 20. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell and leave a comment down below. So I'm gonna preface by reminding everybody that this is a show, all right? It is meant for entertainment purposes, and going and harassing these people on their social media is odd behavior. Don't go and do that, okay? Now, with that being said, let me tell you guys how much I cannot stand Polly. Oh, this lady makes my blood boil whenever she shows up on my screen. Like, I cannot stand the sight of Polly. I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. And you know who Polly reminds me of? If you've watched previous seasons of Married at First Sight UK, or if you've watched my video because I reviewed that season, Gemma. Gemma was just as annoying as Polly.
You. You're
And that is why we didn't work out.
If Married at First Sight brings one more plus-size red-haired woman, I swear I'll lose my mind. Like, I'm gonna lose my mind. Gemma walked so Polly could run, and boy, is she running her mouth. Whew. Let's get into it. So, we have everyone who is suspicious that something is happening between Hannah and Orson on the low, but nothing has been confirmed yet, so it is simply just suspicion for now. Both of them have said that their relationships are basically dead. Rochelle, she's like, listen, this is a free getaway for me at this point, and she's decided that she's going to be an advisor to some of the other women. One of the women being Emma. She's telling Emma, hey, you need to just flirt with your man and plant one on him. Not a great idea if you ask me, but that's what she wants to do, so okay, girl. Then we have the men and women who get split into two groups. Obviously, Hannah is the main topic in both groups.
I'm not here for being two-faced. I'd rather just say things as they are.
This is your chance to explain yourself.
Well, it's not, because you've all made your minds up.
Cannot be asked with people not taking accountability for their behaviour. Take accountability for your actions.
Yeah, kind of went round the door and was like, Alex, you're my favourite guy.
Alex has actually been really supportive.
That's cute.
I've had a shit experience from the day I got here.
I get that, but you don't need to start doing that with other people's men.
Let me speak.
Do not start speaking to people like that. The last thing you want to do is get brave.
Oh, I'm not... You're speaking to me like shit.
No, Hannah, come back.
She's made people feel uncomfortable, and she's going about things like a dickhead. She can't sit there acting like an angel when she's the one that's isolated herself. She's not come to any of us to sort things out.
She might have got round to that, and
She hasn't done anything to help the situation that she's in.
we
And
haven't
she's
given
walked
her a
out
chance here.
Hannah says that she doesn't see the point in explaining because the women have already made up their minds, which is true. The women don't believe that. To be true, but every time she starts to explain, they have something to say. They want to interject. They want to stop her from talking. So it's like, yeah, so you have made up your mind. Because here you are asking me a question. I'm trying to answer, and you won't let me answer because nothing I will say will matter. Oh, these women, I swear. Polly, her annoying self wants to pipe up, saying to Hannah, don't get brave now. Who are you? Who are you? Polly? And yes, that absolutely is a threat, because what if she gets brave, then what? If she gets brave, then what? I could not stand watching these women just beat down on Hannah. Now, granted, what Hannah did is absolutely unsavory, okay? These women don't know you. You don't know these women. Even if you did know them, there's husbands. You know, like there's husbands here that you're flirting with. It's never gonna look good. Whether it's banter or something more serious, it's just never gonna look good. So I understand why the women are frustrated with Hannah, but to have all those women, well, not all, there was like the exception of two people, to have all those women either join in on the dog pile or not say anything, which is condoning the dog pile, I personally was disgusted. I was. There's a way to handle conflict. There's a way to tell Hannah that you are unimpressed with her behavior without being mean. And all those women are sitting around. You know that meme where it's like two B words looking at two dumb B words looking at each other saying, exactly. That's what this was giving. All the women are feeding into each other. Exactly, girl. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All of y'all shut up. Everybody shut up. If not for Emma and Amy, like I wouldn't be surprised if Hannah left the room in tears. Like the women were doing the absolute most. So now Hannah leaves the room. Amy follows her. Emma's telling the other women, hey, you're doing a lot. Like, it's a dog pile at this point, which prompts Holly to then want to talk to Hannah on her own. But Holly, this is too many similar names. Holly is still on 10 when talking to Hannah.
Speak to you one-on-one then?
Screamed at me.
Well, that's a bit exaggerated.
Stay calm and make sure you stay and speak to her. Yeah?
As a new girl coming in, you don't step on toes. I just don't like disrespectful girls. Like, I have been in relationships where girls, I just don't mess around with girls that fuck with people's guys.
I'm not going to sit there and get attacked by a group of girls.
Okay. I don't like her attitude or a face that screams attitude.
Now, isn't it interesting that Holly wants to cry in the confessional talking about, oh my gosh, Alex intimidates me and I don't feel safe saying things to Alex unless there's people around because I don't know what he's going to do. But here you are trying to intimidate Hannah. The behavior you don't want from your partner, you are now exhibiting that to somebody else. Interesting. So anyways, Hannah's like, listen, I don't feel any need to apologize to any of the women outside of Shannon. So when she returns, she pulls Shannon aside and is like, hey girl, you know, I didn't mean to step on toes. Hannah, see, I want to have her back, but then she'd be saying stuff that I'm just like, She says that she doesn't see the difference between men and women. And when she's bantering with the guys, like she didn't think it would be seen as foul play. No, I think you know what you're doing. I think you know what you're doing. Yeah, you know what you're doing.
Have everyone here, like, I've hurt you actually kills me. Like, genuinely, like, I feel really bad.
It was just like, fuck, people brought it to me. It was when, like, that was what got my back up.
For some people, that's wrong, and I appreciate that. Okay. And maybe I think that's something I maybe need to learn. I'm sorry.
That, honestly, like, that was all I was looking for.
Whether or not you relate with men more than you do with women, you know that what you're doing is not going to be seen as cute to the women. So come on now, Hannah, like, please don't throw stones and then hide your hands. But anyways, Shannon says, you know what, it's okay, I forgive you. And I'm low-key looking at Shannon sideways too, because you were all rah-rah in the room when everybody was saying the same thing. But now that it's just you and Hannah, you're like, oh, it's okay, girl, I understand, you know, it's okay. The men say some things that are like questionable too. I think it was it Ryan? Ryan says that Hannah has feelings for Steven because she was trying to make him jealous. So obviously there's something there. What? And you don't think you're an F-boy? Like, that's your mentality and you don't think you're an F-boy? Like, come on. What? It's insane. Damn near everybody in the room, like, is basically saying, hey, Hannah definitely didn't handle things properly, but maybe give her a chance. The people who really have Hannah's back at this point are Orson, who has ulterior motives, Ryan, who seems to be toxic himself, and Emma. I think Emma is really the only genuine one, and maybe Amy. But Amy sometimes is duplicitous. Sometimes she'll have Hannah's back, sometimes she won't, depending on who she's talking to. At this point of the episode, I was like, what a great escape for Steven, because Steven, I still have my suspicions about him. The way that we were introduced to him, I'm like, not everything here is clean when it comes to Steven, but because Hannah is just such a train wreck, he has the great escape. He has the best excuse and be like, well, you see my wife. How can I deal with that? I don't want to deal with that. And I think one of you guys commented that Steven is milking it. He has to milk it because he has to make her look like the ultimate villain so that his pitfalls are overlooked. The experts send a letter that is basically an honesty box. Polly thinks that Hannah is the least genuine. Hannah returns the favor. A lot of the women question Orson's authenticity, which gives Rochelle some vindication. All the guys that we heard speak said that they would stick with their partner. Casper says that Sasha is the sexiest. Adam says Lacey. Steven says Shannon. Ryan says Shannon. Ross says Sasha. Smart man. Okay. Alex says Amy. Luke says Amy. Another smart man. Emma says that Luke is the sexiest. Yeah, I would agree. Amy says Nathan. Lacey says Ryan or Luke. Rochelle says Ryan. Shannon says Ryan. Smart girl. Sasha says Ross, but had a Freudian slip and said Ryan. So Is it Ross or is it Ryan, girl? It has to be Ross. Like, come on, look at Ross. Scrumdiddly yum yum. Okay. Yes, girl. Hannah says Alex is the sexiest. She really said that to piss Holly off. And then she also says if she was going to switch partners, she would pick Alex, probably again to piss Holly off. But first it was Orson, now it's Alex. I'm thinking, what's the trend here, Hannah? Did you get paired with somebody who's just a little too pale? Like, are you into the melanin, girl? What's going on? Okay, all right. Polly says that Steven is the sexiest, and he is also the one that she would swap with if given the opportunity, because she admires whatever kind of characteristics from Steven. I don't know what she sees, okay? In my opinion, I feel like she was trying to piss off Hannah, and it's gonna blow up in her face. So when the couples return to their partners, Emma is now ready to put the moves on Casper.
Ready to show my cute, flirtatious self.
Casper, I think you look really good tonight. And you look really handsome tonight. What about a snog?
I'll lean in a little bit.
Y'all know you're grown, right? Like, this was giving very middle school. Very middle school. How about a snog? Yo. Yeah, very unnatural, felt very forced. Ironically enough, this is the time that I saw them the most as looking like siblings. Yeah. So we later on find out that in bed, they actually did have a snog. And I determined, I decipher a snog to be like a makeout session. Is that correct? Yes or no, UKers? You let me know, English people. But then we learned that it took 3 drinks for Casper to give in and snog her. 3 drinks. And the show wants to make me believe that this guy has had a change of heart. Please! The man doesn't like her! He never liked her. He's not going to like her. No amount of vulnerability is going to make him like her. He doesn't like her. You got to be drunk just to kiss her? Oh my gosh. Yo, that's insane. But anyways, then later on in the next episode, we learned that he's now feeling smothered. He wanted that gentleness, that vulnerability, that softness. And now she's really putting on the move. She's trying to accelerate the relationship. And he's like, doing too much is going to make me want to pull back. I told you his change of heart was calculated. The man did not change his heart. His mind didn't change. He just likes to be on the opposite side, so he has something to hold on to. Like, if she likes him, he's going to be like, I'm having my issues. And then when she's like, you know what, I'm having my issues, he's like, okay, but look at me. I'm trying. I want it. And then she tries and he's like, I don't really want it. What attachment style is that? Is that fearful avoidant? Child, it's time for me to go back to school because these people are sending me to want to go study my master's. Oh my gosh, what is this? I think it's fearful avoidant. So for those who care and maybe were curious what a fearful avoidant attachment looked like, especially in adults, I wanted to have a little psych moment. So if you don't care, you can skip. But for those who care, let me read to you some of the signs, okay? Both desiring and intensely fearing emotional closeness and intimacy with others, inconsistent or incoherent patterns of behaviors, extreme difficulties trusting others, negative view of self and others, emotional regulation difficulties, including extreme outbursts of emotions, alternating between over-disclosures of emotional information and withdrawal, a push-pull pattern of behaviors, lack of healthy coping strategies during times of stress, such as impulsive behaviors, dissociation from uncomfortable emotions, and a strong belief that others will hurt them. Now, you tell me if that is or isn't Casper, because to me, it sounds like it kind of is. But I'm not saying this to diagnose him. I'm not even qualified to do so. Don't take this as gospel, okay? I'm just a girl who studied psych who's just talking about random TV shows. But it was interesting to me, the behavior from Casper. So to see that he actually can have a fearful avoidant attachment style, it was just intriguing to me. So word starts to get around that Polly would like to twist with Steven, but the rumor mill didn't even have to get the news to Adam. Polly did it on her own.
I said I'd stay with my partner.
I said, ain't no switching going on because I'm not that guy.
I did say twist.
No, you didn't say twist.
I did. Stephen.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Because he would give me more than what you've given me. Do you not think that's fair to say?
You don't swap husbands because you don't get a kiss on the cheek in the street. I've said Lacey's the fittest, yeah, but that don't mean I want to swap her for you because I'm with you now.
I'm really scared that that's going to put him off tonight.
Adam ate that. Adam ate that. No notes. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. I can't stand Polly. Can't stand her at all. I hope the more they argue, the less time she's going to spend on my screen. I'm so ready for her to leave. Cannot stand this woman. So, in the next episode, we see that there's apparently some tension going on between Shannon and Ryan. The story is that he asked her what happened during the girls' day, and she couldn't remember. What I believe, this is my conviction, I think that if she was to say how much the women were piling on Hannah, even Ryan knowing that, okay, maybe she was flirting, but it wasn't that deep, he would then look at her away. That's what I think. Because what other reason is there to not share what happened unless you feel like you didn't come off in the best light? You guys let me know what else could have been the issue. That's what I think the issue is. But anyways, this is music to Ryan's ears, not Ryan, to Steven's ears, because Steven has a low-key crush on Shannon. Real soon. Anyways, we're gonna fast forward to the dinner party. Polly reveals that Adam hasn't spoken to her all day. Good. Then Hannah gets the cold shoulder from both Steven and Polly goes so far as to say, F her, like, F her, can't, like, ooh, Polly.
What were the cats dragged in?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Are you saying hi? No?
No, not really.
Okay, no problem.
Why the fuck should I say hello? Fuck her. She's a fucking idiot.
Who?
Hannah. I wouldn't even piss on you if you was on fire. Go away.
I cannot say the thoughts that I have for Polly because I need to secure the bag, and YouTube is not going to pay me if I say the things I really want to say. Also, that is not the Christian thing to do, and I'm a Christian girl. All right, Polly. The expert said something that I said earlier too. I think it was Charlie who she was going off on. And I said she's going off on Charlie, in my opinion, because she can't go off on Adam. For some reason, she has all this pent up anger and she needs to get it. Get it off her chest onto someone. And because Adam is often able to clock her, she wants to go for somebody else. First it was Charlie. Now it's Hannah. The experts called it out and I'm like, see, you and I, we see each other. She knows she can't kick off on Adam. Number one, because she still wants to salvage a relationship with him. And number two, she knows she was in the wrong. Back then and in this episode, she knows that. So she's going to go for the public enemy so that at least other people can have her back, because in her own relationship, she knows she doesn't have a leg to stand on. And isn't it funny how this girl wants to go and fight everybody else's relationships, wants to be in everybody else's business. Girl, your man won't even touch you outside of sex. Your man doesn't want to touch you unless you're doing the nasty. You have bigger things to worry about, honey. Focus on your focus. News starts to swirl that Shannon and Ryan slept in separate villas the night before. And come to find out, Holly, Miss Moral High Ground, Miss, oh, Hannah is flirting with other people's men. How disrespectful, how rude. She is now supporting Steven in his quest to get with Shannon.
Oh, she's my type.
She's absolutely gorgeous.
She's my type.
We need to find out the crack between those two.
If he doesn't come in, would she stay with Steven?
Ryan doesn't turn up tonight, I'm going to shoot my shot. He went, so does that mean Shannon will be staying with Steven?
No, he's not my type. I don't want anyone else but Ryan here.
I just wanted to give you the heads up, though.
All that rah-rah energy you had for Hannah, Holly, where is that? All that energy you had, where is it for Steven? Not only are you co-signing his behavior, you're helping him. And I'm so happy that Shannon shut that shit down so quick. She said, I'm not attracted to that man. I only want Ryan. I only have eyes for him, okay? And Steven, I knew who you were, Steven. If you've been watching Love is Blind, the name Steven is just getting such a bad rap this year. Steven from Love is Blind UK. Steven from Love is Blind US. Steven from Married at First Sight UK. What is going on with the Stevens? I knew who you were, Steven. Listen, Steven got off so lucky being partnered with Hannah because Hannah looks like the bigger red flag. But I will not forget all the assumptions I had about Steven. And he's slowly showing himself in this episode. And I'm like, I knew who you were, Steven. I knew who you were. So Steven wants to take Ryan aside and tell a completely different story. He's basically saying, hey, even though I said that Shannon is somebody who I find sexy, like I would never want to swap with her. Oh my gosh, I would never take it there. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm a noble man. I value loyalty. I value bro code. I would never do that. I would never. That's so out of character for me. Shut up. Liar. Okay? He's a liar. He doesn't believe in bro code. Neither does, what's his name? Orson. Orson is over here flirting with what's her face? What's her name now? Hannah. Hannah's obviously feeding into it. We know she's a homewrecker. So like, it's just a mess. This is all just a mess. But anyways, let's skip past that. Polly, who is always in people's business, is finally getting her ass handed to her. Okay. She tries to apologize to Adam. And simultaneously, she's throwing Adam's actions in the past in his face. And she's like, well, you've said things that have embarrassed me. You've said things that haven't been the nicest and I forgave you and whatever. Yeah, you're right. You forgave him. And y'all started with a clean slate. So why are you not throwing it in his face? You forgave him, didn't you? Now, this is a clean slate. Your transgression is new. We're holding you to the fire because you cleaned the slate. I think Adam was in the right to feel his feelings about Polly. The experts agree. So I'm glad we're all on one accord in this episode, child. Then we have the gossip girl, Holly. Well, the other gossip girl, because Polly's right there with her. Holly tells Ryan that Steven was actually trying to put the moves on Shannon, and he's not impressed at all. He's like, wow, so bro code doesn't exist. How dare he? Like, he's livid. I don't think they had a conversation. I don't remember them having a conversation. I didn't write down that they had a conversation. But yeah, I find it interesting how Steven is on this moral high ground saying that Hannah is so disrespectful and he would never want to be friends with somebody like her. But then simultaneously, you're going to go and be a homewrecker in somebody else's marriage and then lie about it as well. Isn't that interesting? Simultaneously, Hannah is still trying to, put the moves on Orson. Orson is leaning in. They're like, ooh, what if we just made out right now? And they're Kiki, big smile, big laugh. And I said, wow, everybody here is tapped.
You're a no-nonsense chick. She says what she feels, fiery. I like that about you.
So I'm going to do what I want to do.
That is some pretty full-on flirting.
Everybody here is tapped. But at least for Hannah, seemingly, she's now a single woman. Orson also seemingly is a single man. It makes more sense. This man, Steven, was trying to mac on a girl who had no interest in him. I don't even know where he got off thinking that he had a chance with Miss Shannon. And Shannon was like, oh, hell no. I don't like that man. I don't want that man. Good. Moving on. We're going to move to the Odyssey box. Kieran says that he likes washing Christina's bum. Love that for you. She wants him to be a koala so that he can cling on to her. Also love that for you. Luke says that he and Amy are slow burners. However, they have the potential of being a bonfire. Love that. Emma would sum up their retreat as the most positive week that they have had. Casper agrees. Ryan said that he's very committed to the process and would leave if he couldn't be with Shannon. So that's obviously a dig at Steven, basically saying, stay in your lane. I'm here with my wife and I'm only leaving if she doesn't want me anymore. Yeah. Then we have Holly, who says that she needs more assurance from Adam. And it's almost as if Adam told her he didn't want to get physical because he knew emotionally he was not on the same plane as her and that she would be the one hurt at the end of it. But did Holly listen? Did Polly listen? No, she did not. She still wanted to get dick down. And dick down she was. And now look. And now look. If you have to beg a man to treat you right, you've already lost the battle. If you gotta ask a man to do right by you, you've already lost the battle. If he wanted to do right by you, he simply would do right by you. And you would see the effort. You would see the effort. You wouldn't have to keep nagging, because some people need to learn your love language. Don't get me wrong. Not everybody's going to know intuitively what you want. But once you tell them, they're gonna meet that expectation if they want you that badly. You gotta nag and cry and yell and complain about it. He don't wanna do it, girl. He don't want you. He don't want you. He don't want you. He don't want you. And I hope this means that y'all are leaving next week, because I cannot stand her. I need her off my screen quickly, okay? In the next episode, there's gonna be a cheating scandal exposed. Who's kissing? Who's kissing on the low? Is it Orson and Hannah? When I tell you that is such a plot twist for me, I did not expect Orson and Hannah to even be attracted to each other, let alone actually act on it. So we'll see who's been sneaking around on the low. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.